Good evening, Super Metroid Randomizer fans, and welcome, one and all, to Round 1 Choozo Tournament action. My name is the Hockey Towner, and it gives me great pleasure to be commentating this race tonight between polarbearbunny and Nikplayer. We have some really exciting settings for tonight, and I'll run all those down in short order. But I'd also like to introduce the rest of our crew here. We've got Kupo on the tracking, tracker extraordinaire. But we're really set. We're primed for an exciting matchup today. We've got full area, random bosses, harder difficulty, vanilla escape, early morph, and you know what? I probably just read off the wrong ones. No, we've got random split, full area, random boss, harder difficulty, vanilla escape, early morph, and vanilla start. So you can see our runners beginning right there at the landing site, and they will be finding morph ball very quickly because this is early morph. Now, tournament format is indeed Swiss, and this is the first round. I don't know much about Nikplayer, but I think he's going to give it his absolute best, going after it. But PBB, a seasoned SM randomizer veteran. We'll see what Blue Brinstar has in store for them. I do love the countdown. Great feature for this randomizer. So just an E-tank there at Morph, so that means I believe down here in Retro Brin that the Morph Ball has to be in the ceiling, so the E-tank and the Morph Ball are flippity-flopped. And yes, there it is, to the surprise of absolutely no one. We do have Morph Ball here in Retro Brin, so that's going to allow them to check this item all the way to the right. And it is Super Missiles. That is a nice pickup this early. So I feel like the name of the game when you've got random bosses and full area, you have to have an impeccable memory or a piece of paper and a pen, or pencil if you prefer, or some sort of tracking implement. Ooh, now this is interesting. Nikplayer deciding not to check the Alpha Missile location. PBB, though, Bunny finding power bombs. It's a little bit early to really speculate, but that could come back to haunt Nikplayer later on if he has a hard time finding power bombs. This is also going to allow Bunny to check beneath Mother Brain and also check out the old meme route by blowing down this wall and hopefully not succumbing to the side hoppers. They are incredibly dangerous with this low HP and no suits. So Bunny simply checking the miner, not going full meme route there, playing it safe. Very good strategy, but Nikplayer already back up into the parlor section, headed to bomb Terizo. Let's see what old BT has for our runners. If it's not bombs, I don't think our runners will need to fight him. So you see Bunny there selecting power bombs, blowing away those blocks. So Bunny has all of the minor items necessary to open all sorts of doors. Oh, so I think because this is correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but because this is full area, no matter what, you do have to fight BT. But with super missiles, I mean, look at this fight. Look at this fight. Just a couple super missiles to BT. Ancient history. Our tracker Kupo saying BT fight is for the new Varia tweaks. We've tweaked the system. Thank you, Kupo. Appreciate it. But so we do have a speed booster at Bomb Terizo. That's a great item to have this early, except for the fact that there is no high jump boots, and it can make jumping oh so terrible for our runners here. Also, this is a tough short charge to get that temporary blue, but Nikplayer showing off the skills and the strats and picking up the ice beam at Terminator. But we do have a speed booster pickup also for Bunny. But Nick still just clinging to those super missiles. No regular missiles nor power bombs. And who knows where this elevator is going to lead. Normally it would lead to Green Brinstar, but we don't even know. I mean, there's a... Speaking of which, we've got new bridge at G4. So that is highly, highly interesting. I feel like in full area, the main hubs, you got your Criteria and you got your Brinstar. Also, there's a ton of exits, ton of portals, I should say, in Norfair. And then Meridia just has like 1,000 of them. All roads lead to Meridia and Green Brinstar in this game, apparently. But there's going to be so many checks here. Going to be vital for our runners' continuation, for their progression. So Nick getting his missiles now, but doesn't have any bombs to be able to check the charge beam. That is unfortunate. Bunny's going to be able to check everything pretty much, including the waterway. Because if my eyes do not deceive me, that is a 6 for Green Brinstar. That's a lot of items. So Bunny checking this portal. Nick already checked that portal. Oh, and Nick falling down into the Decora pit. This could be a little bit difficult to get out of. Fortunately, there is an energy recharge station. Gonna have to store a Shine Spark, do some crafty wall jumps, and ooh, nice pickup for Bunny. Look at Nikplayer, first try, getting out of that Decora pit. No sweat, no muss, no fuss. But Bunny picking up the screw attack and heading to the waterway. It looks like Nick is back on it, trying to get through that wall here. Great speedball there. Chat telling me it's M5, which means major minor split. There's 5 more checks in Green Bryn. And space jump for Bunny. Wow. And high jump boots at the Bryn Reserve. Oh my goodness. What an incredible Brinstar. All right, chat. Tell me again what the letters and the numbers mean, because I'm feebly minded. I've had a long week. I hope you're all enjoying this race. I'm enjoying it, both watching and commentating it. So each area, it'll change what it's going to be. Just somebody explain it to me like I'm 5, and that way I'll be more prepared the next time we do comments for this tournament. You got to bear with me, chat. We're knocking the rust off here. So I like this early from Nikplayer, because he's playing with kind of like a stripped down number of checks. He's got what he needs now that he's been to early supers. Oh my goodness, though. That is going to be tough to backtrack. I hope Nick backtracks there. Nick going to the bottom of Green Brinstar right now, but a Varia suit pickup for Bunny. Oh my goodness. At the Wavegate E-Tank. I agree, chat. Not having those PBs is not really working out in Nikplayer's favor, but having those PBs works out in PBB's favor for sure. that coveted Varius suit. That is protection from superheated rooms in Norfair plus 50% damage reduction. Not too shabby. That's an excellent point, though, chat. If the top of Green Bryn is a dead end, Nick will have to backtrack and will have to check the wave gate. So Nick's stacking up on super missiles. Bunny as well. Lots of ammo. This is a pretty healthy seed with regards to ammo, especially supers. It looks like Nick's got 25, and that's awfully close to that threshold number of 30. 30 supers required to beat Ridley if you do not have the charge beam. Although power bombs can be used, it still makes for a long and difficult fight. But both runners not being handcuffed by that speed booster much longer. Nick already has those high jump boots, those fresh kicks. Bunny about to discover them. So that is a pseudo dead end. I mean, that's really the perfect portal for Nikplayer. Being Meridia, being underwater with no gravity suit. So despite the extra checks, Bunny is actually really, really close to Nick. So I'm very curious what the play here is going to be. We do have Nikplayer going to be finding that Varius suit. Excellent stuff. Using those super missiles to great effect. Opening up that wave gate. Oh, didn't quite get it. It's a tough setup here. Oh, he definitely heard the gate open. Very nice from Nick. And going to be handsomely rewarded with that Varius suit. Unfortunately, yeah, Bunny's going to bleed some time here. She's going to go up to check this portal, and it is going to be, I believe, East Meridia. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I know you always do. But no, seriously. It's always appreciated. Knowledge is power when it comes to randomizer, both racing and counting. Of course, it's West Meridia. Of course, of course. 50-50 shot hockey. You gamble and you lose. But you know what? That's perfectly okay. So West Meridia portal at the top of Green Bryn. We do have Red Bryn Star access here, which leads to the crab maze. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I agree with Simo Rocks in chat. Their assessment. That is an interesting skip. But it looks like Nick will be checking Spazer here. So Bunny with those really, really comfy items. Oh my goodness, Chad. Oh, here we go. Every randomizer race that I commentate in the past 12 months, the suits have been practically next to each other. Oh my goodness gracious me. So we do have a gravity suit at Spazer, but still no charge beam and no additional beams other than ice beam. And ice beam is not the greatest beam to have on its own. Now this is really interesting from Bunny. Oh, but it might be a while before Bunny finds that gravity suit, simply because she is checking out these portals. Found the usual Norfair elevator in Kraid's warehouse, but Kraid's warehouse just leads to kind of the pre-chronic boost, pre-gravitron. But I wonder if this elevator... Yep, it is. It is a vanilla elevator. I think it has to be a vanilla elevator. It's a good elevator regardless, but that's a huge advantage to Nikplayer. Picking up that gravity suit in Red Bryn at Spazer. I'm not sure what the ramifications are going to be for Bunny. How she's going to route back in that Red Bryn. Honestly, if Kupo or anybody else in chat knows what portal led to Red Bryn, that's what I'd like to know. Because what I could imagine happening is kind of like a litany of problems as Bunny like full clears Upper Norfair, looking for that gravity suit. There's a lot of very time-consuming checks down here. Unless she just finds like everything she could possibly need besides gravity. But so far, this has been excellently routed from both runners. But tip of the cap here to Nikplayer with the calculated risk skips. Perfect. Thank you, Kupo. Meridia Tube to Upper Norfair and East Tunnel of Meridia to the Green Hill Zone. Perfect. And that is a reserve tank at high jump boots for Bunny. Nick going to be checking out high jump now as well after a brief sojourn down into the Croc Speedway. Just found super missiles in the wall. Unlike Castlevania games, no wall chicken. And we do have a high five here right outside of high jump. Look at that. These runners giving it their very best, giving it their all. And now this is really nice. With Speed Booster, you don't have to go through Cathedral. You can just fly through the Frogway. And Bunny's going to be the first to get and summit Bubble Mountain. Bunny showing off the tech, forgetting maybe that she has space jump, but getting that very tight wall jump there. Show me your hyper claps in chat. My goodness. Bunny with the swag, but Nick going through Cathedral, not opting to utilize that speed booster. Perhaps wants to check this item here in the Cathedral. More power bombs. And a charge beam for Bunny. Oh my goodness, at the Norfair Reserve. These reserve tank locations have been chock-a-block full of very nice items. High jump boots as well as charge beam at the Brinstar and Norfair Reserve locations respectively. Phenomenal. So Nick would definitely do well to make that check. But instead is going for the goods down here underneath Bubble Mountain. So only a couple more checks here necessary. And super missiles in the ceiling right outside of Speed Booster. Of course, Speed Booster isn't at Speed Booster, but you know what I mean, Chad. How about a regular bomb? Hey, nothing wrong with it. It's definitely not the most attractive item, especially this late. We're kind of in the mid game here. Neither runner has any bosses defeated, but that's completely okay because they're stacking up their items. But I do feel like we're gonna see the dam break, or the levee's gonna break. And the floodwaters, known as Nikplayer and Polar Bear Bunny, are going to unleash their fury on the G4 bosses once they are found. Also, shoutouts to the TOs for this tournament because Choozo is just such a cute name. I just absolutely love it. I'm so glad I heard about it. I think the tournament format is just perfect because it's so inclusive. And people get to choose, literally choose what sort of game modes they're okay playing. I just think that's awesome. So grapple beam at wave beam for Bunny. Simo, I believe it is random bosses, if I'm not mistaken. Confirmed random bosses. Oh my. So another big ticket item here for Nikplayer. Bunny with some valuable information. Check the Lower Norfair, the back of Lower Norfair exit. Not sure what she found because I looked away. Probably a Meridia entrance. Good old crab hole. Yep, it's always Meridia. Always bet on Meridia. And now this is interesting with a first try Blue Gate glitch. Bunny is heading to Crocomire, but who knows what might be down there. It might be progression. It might be the wreck ship. It might be Kraid's warehouse. With a beatable boss. Bunny's in go mode, but like the most uncomfy go mode possible. Oh, wow. G4? That is valuable information. Highly, highly valuable. That is top secret documents level of information there for Bunny. I love it. Croc 4. So Nick with the grappling beam and Chad again. Simo rocks coming through. This is going to push Bunny back to Red Tower, and she will get her gravity suit. And then the world will truly be these runners' oysters. They will be able to do anything, see anything, and defeat anything. Practically speaking. Love to see more supers for Bunny, but Nikplayer's got, I think, 35 max, 20 some on tap right now. So could definitely tango with any of the bosses. And there it is, the gravity suit pickup for Bunny. This is pretty tight. Like, this is pretty neck and neck. Both runners, you know, who knows what item's gonna break it open. I think it's gonna come down really to the tightest routing, the most efficient routing. Because if I were either runner right now, I would not have the slightest idea where to go right now. And it does look like Bunny is going to be skipping X-Ray because there's only a single major left here in Redbrand. And does find the moat. How fascinating. Another super missile pickup for Nikplayer. Not relying on getting any of those beams. Because having charge ice is like, what is that? Like a 5,000 shot mother brain too? It's got to be at least 200, right? And Bunny does find Croc, but just nopes out of Croc. I agree, Chad. Having space and screw attack makes all of Lower Norfair so comfy. But speaking of beams, how about Plaza Beam right here at Mama Turtle E-Tank? So Charge Ice Plasma. Again, not the sexiest combination, but you'll take it. I mean, it's better than nothing. But Nikplayer's going to be bringing the thunder with those 40 supers. I mean, Ridley is going to go down like a sack of potatoes. It's going to be remarkable to witness right here on twitch.tv/speedgaming2. We do bring you the Super Metroid Choozo tournament. First round of Swiss action here between Polar Bear Bunny and Nikplayer. Now this is fascinating. The back entrance into Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair, major minor split with 3 majors. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It's all starting to make sense. But Bunny is just going for it. Has her 30 supers. Meanwhile, yes, this is definitely showing off the advantage that Bunny will have in Meridia. Nick is basically running through Meridia like in the vanilla game, intended way, with just that grapple beam and gravity suit. Because, of course, Space Jump is, in the vanilla game, behind Dragon. But Bunny not only has Screw Attack, but also Space Jump. So those underwater sections are just going to... She is just going to fly through those. All 3 major locations. Fireflies, Ridley, and GT. Very good. Thank you, Kupo. Kupo's not only an absolute mastermind, high IQ when it comes to this game, but also a wonderful tracker. Trackers are the lifeblood, the absolute backbone of randomizer tournaments. Without a tracker, you do not get a restreamed race. I could sit here and flap my gums into my mic as much as I want until the cows come home, but if I don't have a tracker, none of you will get to hear me blather on and on about these incredible runners and this wonderful game that has stood the test of time. So I do believe that Nikplayer has made the loop. Has gone from West Meridia back into Green Bryn. So going over a bit of the same ground, but perhaps now is going to grab the Space Jump and Screw Attack. But now Bunny, the Polar Bear Express, the freight train's coming. Look at this, look at the farming technique. Polar Bear Bunny just keeping that Space Jump with that Screw Attack. So Mission Impossible missiles check from Nick, picking up those regular missiles. And Bunny's almost got what she needs as far as ammunition. And it is Fan-Tune. So this will be great because Bunny's got tons of ammo. 5 supers ought to do it. Never heard that one before, Hockey. Unfortunately, Fan-Tune being a jerk and snapping that eye shut after that fast pattern. But Nikplayer checking out the back of Spore Spawn. Picking up more ammunition. Still looking for those last 2 major items. About to find them at Charge Beam and at Waterway. So not a lot of... I kind of have to rescind what I said earlier. Not a lot of Meridia was explored by Nikplayer, so he didn't really fall that behind. But Bunny is going to get the first boss down, having traversed all the way down to Lower Norfair. But he's setting up these Doppler missiles, delivering. Doesn't quite get them to connect. But Space Jump, Screw Attack for Nikplayer. A handsome reward. Now, if you're Nikplayer, do you just go straight back to Meridia through Green Bryn? Or do you do like Bunny did and you go all the way to Lower Norfair? Because I feel like Lower Norfair is such a slog. It's just so, even if you take the back door, it's just so far down and back up. Kind of like an out and back. But we got a dead ghost for Bunny. Way to go, Polar Bear Bunny. Defeating Fantoon and being rewarded with, oh my goodness, I've never seen that many supers before. So fortunately, Bunny is going to be able to put Lower Norfair in her rear view relatively early. We're closing in on the 30-minute mark here. But Nikplayer's got other plans, going to be traversing through the Crab Maze on his way through the Forgotten Highway to the wrecked ship. I believe he'll be able to check the wrecked ship E-Tank. But having not defeated Fantoon, nothing else is going to be turned on. So perhaps going to be able to check, you'll be at least be able to fight the boss, whatever boss it happens to be. All bosses are beatable by both runners at this point. How about that Wasteland Speedball from Polar Bear Bunny? Oh my goodness, chat. The crowd goes wild. And this is a heads-up play too. How about taking a save here? And just a vanilla E-Tank for Nikplayer at the wreck ship E-Tank. Now, does this mean that Bunny's going to be routing to all the way to GT? It does. Bunny's going left. Reverse amphitheater. Let's freaking go. On 3 energy tanks, but has that space jump. Look at her cat. Look at her keep that space jump. Feel the rhythm. Unbelievable stuff. Worst room in the game backwards is just another room in the game. Ah, Simo. Kimosabi. Obi-Wan, teach me. So Bunny does need to check the portal here. But maybe she'll check the item too? No, it's extremely unlikely because she's not doing the green gate glitch. She's just going to the elevator, and if it's not something that she wants, she can just reset back to the red key hunter shaft. But we are going to see what's behind door number 2 here in the wreck ship. What are we going to have? It looks like Ridley's. Oh, so we have a little wreck ship Lower Norfair flip-flop switcheroony. We've got Ridley at the wreck ship. And how about that? Vanilla for Bunny exiting Lower Norfair and ending up in the Mushroom Kingdom in Criteria. This is interesting routing. How fascinating. So Nikplayer locked in Mortal Kombat right now with the Krusty Space Pelican, the Mother Brain's lieutenant, leader of the Space Pirates. And Ridley is not playing nice right now. Definitely giving Nick the business. But however, Nick's already got the color change. Nikplayer has defeated Ridley. That is a G4 boss down for each of these players. And I think Bunny's got to be thinking Murdy at this point. So Ridley Tank is vanilla as well, but I am dead wrong. Bunny's thinking wreck ship. Super count looking exceptional for this Ridley fight. Hasn't come across that plasma beam yet. I'm curious if Bunny will go off the beaten path to Mama Turtle to pick up that plasma beam. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's just like, you know, a feeling more than it is backed by data. But I feel like because Bunny has already completed Lower Norfair and she's closing in on this Ridley fight here in the wrecked ship, I think that she's ahead. Just based on the fact that Nick has to go all the way down and all the way back. All right, so it looks like Nikplayer checking out or actually leaving the wrecked ship now. Nothing doing. Defeated Ridley, but can't do anything else because the lights are not on and nobody is home. Gonna be checking this ocean though. West Ocean specifically. I'm curious what Bunny's gonna do here because there's not a lot of major items left that would actually help her. I wonder if she's just going to commit to checking the minor item locations and stacking up on ammo just to make up for the DPS deficit, if you will, because she only has the ice beam. And we know the big ticket one, we know the plasma beam is in Meridia to Mama Turtle. So it's like the best that Bunny could possibly do here is find wave beam. Really nice start here from Bunny, just delivering a veritable fusillade of super missiles right to Ridley. Has exactly 30. Ridley's already PO'd. Oh, Ridley, why are you so mad, man? It's the freaking weekend. We're about to have us some fun. But Ridley ain't having it. No, chat, not fuselage. Fusillade with a D. Some people say fusillade. I prefer to say fusillade. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. However, that is a dead pelican for Bunny. Going to be picking up another E-Tank, bringing her total count even with Nikplayer's. That is 5 E-Tanks apiece. Nikplayer finding the moat and deciding to skip those supers. That says 55. That's my maximum. Don't need them. And back to the red tower here. Now, I feel like if Bunny decides to... I can't imagine a scenario where she would full clear the wrecked ship. But if she does, Nick's going to gain a ton of time back. Looks like Nikplayer considered fighting Croc and then said, nope, I'm out of here. Some more supers for Bunny, bringing the total count to 35. Great DPS from those super missiles. Now again, I gotta say, like, this routing is so interesting to me from Bunny. Back at Retrogrin, going back upstairs. I mean, that's the only choice you have, really. It's so remarkable to me, like, how these runners have both routed, and yet they were for a brief moment so close to each other. You had Nikplayer back through the Mushroom Kingdom, going the forwards ways, the front door into Lower Norfair. And you had Bunny and Old Mother Brain heading back to the surface, back to Criteria. To the surface of the planet Zebus. And look at this swag. Look at the right side shine spark from Bunny. Blowing away that wall leading to the escape door. Very nicely done. So either Kraid's a Kraid or Kraid's a Dragon. But Nick's starting that journey. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Well, Nick's already into the worst room in the game. About to head into Amphitheater. And with this item loadout, this late game item loadout with the space jump and the screw attack, I mean, these rooms are just oh so comfy. No muss, no fuss, no sweat. Easy peasy lemon squeezy Febreze all day long. making it up through the amphitheater, not dropping that space jump, not ending up in the boiling hot acid lava, whatever you want to call it. But I think after Nick has completed this journey and defeated Fantoon down here, I think Bunny's going to have another major boss killed. Just a hypothesis. Take it for what it's worth, and consider the source before you take it for what it's worth. All right, West Meridia here for Bunny. Gotta be targeting Dragon at some point. And choosing to skip Mama Turtle, at least for now. Unlikely to return. And by the powers of deduction, heading past the Sephi / Ponk fish, I wonder if this has to lead to Kraid's warehouse. No, it can't. It's a down portal. It's got to lead to, I bet you this is... Yeah, this is East Meridia. Look at this routing. Calculated. And also, I don't know if Nick discovered where G4 is. Down at the normal entrance to Croc. Oh, so this routing is going to be... Simo pointing out in chat. This routing is going to be nearly perfect for Bunny. Because she's going to get both bosses down. Kraid's warehouse has to be connected to the aqueduct. And the dragon boss room is also in East Meridia. Like, it's there. We got a dead ghost from Nick. Bustin' makes you feel good on a Friday night. Fantoon down, so the wreck ship is fully explorable, but again, unnecessary to do so for runners of this caliber. They're not going to go hunting for the spring ball or any other beams like the wave beam. And the energy's looking absolutely okay. But this has just been so fascinating to watch here, this routing from Bunny. Look at this. So you get you aqueduct into Kraid's warehouse, back the train, back into the station, go up the aqueduct to Boatwoon, to Dragon, and then you're done. That's absolutely sick. So we'll see if it's going to be a vanilla Kraid. And it is. So Dragon at Dragon. Look at that, a perfectly executed 4 super Kraid quick kill from Polar Bear Bunny. And that's a hard pass on that E-Tank behind Kraid. And if I bet my bottom dollar, I would say that the janitor's closet E-Tank is also likely an E-Tank. But maybe we'll get to see it, maybe we won't. I don't know. Vote now on your phones. No, don't do that. Message and data rate supply, especially this time of day. Oh my goodness, the wave beam. Oh, if somehow Bunny could route in a Mama Turtle check and complete the full beam combination, that would just be mwah. Chef's kiss. If only she had stopped there, she'd have the full beam. But ice wave is not awful. It's better than just ice. But still not a ton of damage. Yeah, Chad also pointing out Spazer's out there. Ice Wave Spazer is, you know, that's PRKD beam combination. So Bunny not messing around with any sort of X Factor, no wave beam, special beam attack, simply delivering the damage with supers right to Botoon's terrible hitbox. It's got Botoon on the run here. And down goes the water snake. Very nicely done from Bunny. Showing poise and determination as she continues this journey, heading towards Dragon to do battle. Just an E-tank there at Botoon E, which means Spazer is either at Plasma, or it's in a sand pit, or something else. And look at this, a halfie from Bunny, showing off all the swag. Meanwhile, Nikplayer now into East Meridia himself. We'll see what's in store for this runner as he makes his way. It looks like he's making his way to the choot shoot, as I like to call it. The cost is 1 super to ride the choot shoot. But if there's any way that Bunny can get bailed out of Beam Jail with a Spazer behind Dragon, that would just be remarkable. So a nice opener from Bunny going with Shine Spark strat. Not a ton of ammo after that Botoon fight. Botoon was super stingy. Looks like she is setting up for that quick kill with the grapple beam. So nothing but missiles here at the Aqueduct, but Nick about to find Kraid's warehouse. And Bunny just getting swooped to death, finally getting a goop phase and setting up for the fast. Getting goop, but Dragon just being a jerk and deciding not to grab Bunny. That is so strange. And Bunny has exhausted her ammunition here. Might have to just resign herself to Shine Sparks. Oh, getting goop, but again, Dragon just being such a jerk. And Nikplayer delivering all of those supers. Oh my goodness, it's got to be the screw attack that causes Dragon to do that. It's got to be. That's tough. You have to stand in perfect position here. Or perhaps just get another Shine Spark. And just goop spark right up into the ceiling, buddy. Well done. Buddy, watch your health. Oh my goodness. This is so clenchy. Bunny's going for a ride. Hold on to your hats, Chad. Does have some in the reserves. Gonna pop 200 in those reserves right now. And down goes Dragon. Polar Bear Bunny is successful. Has defeated all 4 G4 bosses. My goodness, chat. That is the tenacity and the determination of PBB on display there. But as chat pointing out, Nick can make up a ton of time here with a clean and tidy Dragon fight. But remember, he still does have to go to the warehouse to defeat Crate. Meanwhile, Bunny can just pop smoke, get the heck out of Dodge, and go all the way back to Upper North here. Wow, what a finish from Nikplayer. Finishes off Dragon with a Shine Spark, getting that temporary blue. Electing not to convert it to a spike suit, just going to hold on to it and not hit the run button. And rewarded handsomely with another energy tank. Showing off the utility of that blue suit. Reverse full halfie on deck. Very nice from Nikplayer. And these runners have really impressed, not only with their routing decisions, their decision making, but also with their tech, their strats, their techniques, their gameplay, all of the above. Check the boxes, chat. It has been a wonderful race between these two competitors. Will we see it, chat? The dream. The Mama Turtle dream. It's right there. It's right there, buddy. No, the dream is over, chat. No full beam combination, but you know what? I'm not going to fuss about it. Any more than I already have. So, somebody in chat who's a lot smarter than I am, what is... Well, first of all, Nick has an astounding advantage on supers. And because this is full area, both runners will be getting a full refill when they hit the G4, I should say the Torian elevator. I guess it's G4 elevator too, but whatever. But if let's say that their ammo was identical, what is the difference in shots on Mother Brain 2 for Charge Ice Plaza versus Charge Ice Wave? What's the difference? Ooh, Nick not quite getting off that. Craig Quick Hill tried to recover, went for the backup, is like one missile away from defeating Craig here. That's about as close as you can get to hitting the Craig quick kill and not hitting it if you just have to use a single missile. $180 versus 600? That's a lot of shots. I didn't think anything took that long. Oh, damage. Why, thank you, MM2. But speaking of shots and damage, PBB into Torian. 100 shots versus 30, my goodness. That Plaza Beam sure packs a punch. But Bunny out to a very firm lead here in the driver's seat. I think even with like a missed baby skip or like a total collapse on Zeb skip, like I'm not trying to curse Bunny here, but I really think this is her race to lose. Although Nikplayer has certainly impressed, put on an astounding show. This is a very interesting check. Heading down into the sand pit. Bunny saying enough already. Just using power bombs to defeat those Metroid Room 4 Metroids. And just an E-tank here in left sand pit. So we will see if Bunny will go for Baby Skip or perhaps the coveted Baby Skip Skip. And I love this palette swap. Look at that giant red Metroid. Now there's something you don't see every day. And Bunny electing to get grabbed, forcing her health all the way down to 0.1, I should say, to 1 HP. And facing right, saving 40 frames. That's 2/3 of a second, chat. Worth it. 2/3 of a second saved is 2/3 of a second earned in my book. And look at that, utilizing those missiles to open up that pink door, saving the supers for the Mother Brain 1 and 2 fights. And a missile refill. That's a heads up play. Smartly taking off Screw Attack and using a little pause buffer, cool pause glitch there to get that energy refill just a little bit faster. So Zeb Skip is nigh impossible with Screw Attack equipped because it resets Samus's iframes. So by combining all that into one room, that is very efficient from Bunny. Meanwhile, Nikplayer trying to the land spark. My goodness. You love to see it, but Nikplayer trying to find G4 is unsure perhaps where it is. Yes, of course, yeah. Yes, turn off Screw Attack, but to combine it all to be able to quickly refill your energy and take off Screw Attack and refill your missiles, like, it's optimized. That was my point. And Polar Bear Bunny letting the super missiles fly now against Mother Brain 2. Switch it. Too close for missiles. Switching to guns. Delivering those beautiful emerald green shots. The Nick's riding the elevator all the way back up. Needing to find the G4. We know where it is, chat. But that doesn't mean that Nikplayer knows where it is. But he'll find it eventually. So the thing about Mother Brain 2 fight, chat, is the longer it goes on, the more aggressive Mother Brain's attack patterns become. So the fact that Bunny is getting like this lull where Mother Brain was doing nothing besides letting a meatball roll out, awesome. Still has 15 supers for the catch-up phase, just trying to get that Q, trying to get Mother Brain. There it is. The catch-up phase switches to supers and just starts delivering the damage. 15 supers ought to do it. And that is a completed Mother Brain 2 for Bunny. What a phenomenal fight. So Nikplayer's back into Red Brinstar, hopefully making his way to Upper Norfair, where he will be finding that portal. Back in Criteria, back at the moat for just a brief moment, and now routing back down. But Bunny's into the baby cutscene. So very close to sub-hour on these settings for Bunny. I think she'll finish up with like a 101, maybe even you know, like a 100. All within the realm of possibility. But for this item loadout with this routing, it's a very, very good time. Yes, Vanilla Escape. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. Vanilla Escape, Vanilla Start. Although, to be honest with you, Chad, I'm such a newcomer when it comes to Varia Randomizer. I've never seen anything but the vanilla escape, so I'm really curious to see what other possibilities there are. So PBB making short work of Mother Brain 3. And now onto the escape. Ooh, 259.95 within 500th of a second of perfection. Bunny sparking up the reverse fall, aka the climb into the parlor. There's nothing between Polar Bear Bunny and victory in tonight's race except for Steam RNG and a single door transition. And there you have it, folks. Bunny has finished in first place with an official race time of 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 21 seconds. GG's to Bunny. But we still do have a player in this race. We've got the Nikplayer searching high and low for that G4 entrance. And we'll see if Polar Bear Bunny will join us for a brief interview. But while we wait for it, chat, take a gander at the schedule sometime, because this weekend is absolutely stacked to the brim with exciting matchups between some of the finest Super Metroid Randomizer players you've ever seen in your lives. Channels will be determined, but right now we do have tonight in the prime time position at 11:30 EST on SpeedGaming, the flagship station. We do have Count Cranberry versus Scoopula. But speaking of scoops, I've got a scoop for you, Chad, because we've got today's winner, Polar Bear Bunny, joining us. GG's, Bunny.
Thank you, Hockey.
So quite an interesting set of settings and just absolutely sensational routing from you, Bunny.
Yeah, I enjoyed the seed, probably, of course, because all of the items were very great. And it was nice. for once I got a nice seed. Imagine that. Yeah, I thought I ended up routing really well, actually. I kind of, when I play, don't really intend to, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of just follow my heart. It ended up working out really well. Yeah.
You heard it here first, Chad. Polar Bear Bunny telling you, if you're trying to route well, just look into your own heart and the answer will be revealed to you, because the fact that, you know, whether it was based on following your heart or following deduction, that you deduced that Kraid's warehouse had to be in East Meridia, specifically in Aqueduct, to have two bosses, the last two bosses knocked out, just bang bang like that was inspired gameplay.
Yeah, that was a pretty good ending. Like, I saw every other entrance, so I knew that they were connected at the end there. I kind of... Oh, the Lower Norfair I kind of took a chance on going through. I was a little bit worried about what was going to be on the other side. I thought about just ignoring it and just saying, nah, that's not going to be Kraid, but it's like, of course if I do that, it's going to be Kraid, so I should just do it. And it was kind of nice, because I think I wanted to be back up to Criteria anyway, and so it worked out well, actually.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It was really interesting because, like, you and Nikplayer were pretty much like, you were more or less on the same route for a lot of it. I would say like the first 25 to 30 minutes. Like you just kind of like I think you found Screw Attack and Space Jump, and then Nick actually like got to that. Like I think actually no, I take that back. I thought he got to the top of Green Bryn and then routed back, but he actually ended up skipping them. The first time through, he couldn't get him because he didn't have power bombs. The second time through, he had power bombs, but decided to skip those. He didn't get those until much later, but he still benefited from them in the same ways that you did. Same thing with the gravity suit. I was like, oh, Nick found gravity suit. You had both had Vari at that point, but it was like, oh, Nick's got gravity. He can go do Meridia, blah blah blah. But without that space jump, it would make for a much slower Meridia. So he didn't actually do it. But yeah, I think it really around you choosing to do Lower Norfair before the wrecked ship. I think that was like one of the decisive plays.
Yeah, I can see how that would kind of work out, because yeah, I think I ended up like, not if you like knew the seed and could map it out, you know, on the outside looking in, but I think I routed it pretty much as good as you could have without knowing any better. And that Spazer location is always just a pain in the butt in area rando. Like it's right there, it's a door
It's right there.
away, but it's like, you know, like it's just never a good time.
It's right there.
It's right there.
And it had the goods in this seed for sure, Bunny. It had gravity. Because you could hear me. I think it was I forget what led you back to Red Tower. If Simo is still in chat, they told me, because they pointed it out in chat. But it was like, oh phew, you know, Bunny isn't gonna skip gravity. Because something I think it, honestly I can't remember, but it was good that you ended up skipping it, because gravity is a vital item.
Yeah, I could have gotten like tricked a little bit into maybe like traversing Meridia suitless, like at least like walking through, like falling down from that top right corner all the way to the bottom. Wouldn't have ended up that bad, I don't think. Yeah, I would have just ended up back at the top of Red Bryn Star anyway, but...
No, for sure.
I had all the things before I had gravity, I'm pretty sure.
You did. You had a lot of things and a lot of stuff. I think, I think though... Yep, here we go. Yep, Nick's on the path. Nick has found the Upper Norfair elevator right there at the top of the tube. The Meridia tube specifically. If there's a lot of tubes in this game. This game is made up of a series of tubes, but there's only one Meridia tube. I think the fact that you checked that Croc location, you know, the Croc portal, I should say, not necessarily Croc itself, that proved to be vital, because I think Nick has just last locationed, last portaled, yeah, G4. So huge advantage for routing when you know where G4 is. Not to take a single thing away from Nikplayer, but also, yeah, it doesn't have Waybeam, but showing off the blue gate glitch. So tough turn of events because he was pretty high. I think Simo. I think they also predicted that Nick was a minute and a half behind. Because that PvP, where are my manners? Tell us about that dragon fight.
Yeah, no, I don't wanna. It's funny too because I like literally just watched the VOD of a race where I had the exact same problem with Dragon. It's like, so if she's gooping from the left towards the right, like if she finishes gooping and then you get gooped, she doesn't care. That's when she ignores you. And then and that happened to me twice. I didn't learn my lesson. I think you kind of want to be on screen with her while she's beginning her goop phase when she's coming from that way, instead of like waiting over on the other side of the screen. and then anyway, she just like swooped a million times, and I was like,
did.
ugh. You know?
And her belly was still yellow, so they were like super slow swoops. They were so graceful. It was like, yay! It's like, wee!
Every time she's going so slow, so I'm like, surely she's gooping this time, right? like, of course she is. So,
oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, I was like really hoping to sub hour. I was like, man, I killed it with that fight.
Oh my gosh.
It was, yeah. She's our best friend, our favorite boss.
Favorite boss. Is there really a good boss besides like even Kraid? Even Kraid can be frustrating, especially like if runners like, you know, they can really go hard on Kraid quick kill, but like if they haven't actually practiced fighting Kraid standing up, like they can be kind of iffy.
I've never done this before.
I don't know how to do this fight.
Yeah.
What do you mean he shoots rocket claws out of his belly button? Like, this is insane. Who made this game?
Ooh, he's doing baby
look at this. Look at this.
Do it, I believe.
Do we call it, I mean, in the era that we live in now, do we call this the classic baby skip? I think it's too soon. It is a classic though, an instant classic. Yeah, it was perfect.
It's so hard without wave. Very nice. I didn't even get close. I didn't even get my first jump correct. Just got scammed left and right. Scammed.
But yeah, that was a dragon fight for the ages, Bunny. But so this is first round of Swiss. How many rounds are there going to be? Like 6? 10?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Oh my! Look at them! Oh my gosh! Nikplayer showing off the first try speed Zeb skip. Oh my goodness gracious!
I didn't know him, but I knew he had a really good hundo time, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose. I don't know. I'm never gonna get a 123 hundo or whatever he has.
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, Nick's on to Mother Brain 2, making short work of Mother Brain 1 and a really tidy speed Zeb skip. Very nice.
No look coming. Surely it's...
Thank you, Bunny. I keep forgetting that, like...
6.
Oh my gosh, what are the chances? Oh, it's just math. It's just math. There were the reason I thought it was 6 was like there were 6 for the Prodigies tournament back in 2019, so I'm like, surely there's 6 for Choozo. Surely. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Oh, he's a plasma. Man.
Heck yeah, it was at Mama Turtle. If you go back and watch it, I was like, the dream, Bunny, the dream! Go to Mama Turtle and complete the beam combo.
I considered it, but I already went out of my way for a lot of animals, so it's like, I don't even want to know if it's there.
I'm donezo. I'm done with this. And stand up too from Nick? Oh my goodness.
Wow, this guy.
This player's pulling out all the stops, putting on a clinic. He also got the blue suit off Dragon with the spark kill, which is really nice. Yeah, no timer for Nikplayer, but we will have an official race time. Thanks to racetime.gg. So, Bunny, what was the big draw for this tournament for you? What made you decide to join?
You know, I just can't get away from area rando.
You make it sound like this game has you have Stockholm syndrome with this game, Bunny.
I don't know how much. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Rando League, so this might be what I get for the time being. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool that you can kind of mash up your preferences with people, and and that beginners can have seeds that include area rando or boss rando, but also don't include all those stupid tricks that are no fun.
No fun. All those impossible tricks. Well, I mean, Nikplayer is certainly capable. It's not that I wasn't expecting to see a speed Zeb skip first try from this player, but with Ice Beam, surely I thought, pause, take screw attack off. That's the standard play, right? No, siree. Going with the speed Zeb skip. But now Nikplayer is on the escape into the Leodox room. And I love that from chat. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Is that how it feels, Bunny?
Kinda does.
Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, I would also like to give another special shout out to our tracker tonight, Kupo. Did a really fine job. And like I said before, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. It cannot be understated how vital trackers are to these tournaments. Without trackers, there is no restream. And without no restream, there is no watching the race. So unless you watch on their separate channels, but who wants to do that? All the wonderful folks at SpeedGaming set us up for success with the restream and the layouts and everything. All possible because of trackers. And that will do it. Finishing in second place with an official race time. Don't have the race time just yet. I'm gonna estimate it at like a 1:17:08. Timer's still going. We don't have a dot done from Nikplayer, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and mark him done so he gets the interview invite.
The suspense.
The suspense is killing me. I know. Oh, and now there's not even any game audio, Bunny. What was I thinking?
Goodness.
We could have been listening to the credits right now. Now it's just dead air.
Now we have to fill it up with words. Well, the soundtrack should be playing at least, right?
It should be.
Yeah, it plays for them, but not for us. We don't get to hear it.
And I'm not so sure that Nikplayer is looking at the race time chat. So we'll give it a little bit, see if he dones and accepts the invitation. But until then, we can take a look at the schedule a little bit more closely. Now, we did talk about the 11:30 p.m. race on the flagship station. That's going to be Count Cranberry versus Scupula. With Captain Stack on track and comps to be determined. But throughout the weekend, we do have races in the evenings, the primetime positions, early morning, matinee showings. We've got names like Baja Blood, Sun Woo Farmer, Papa Schmo, OK Beamer, Bad at Metroid, Smellin', Lilifin, and Stack all competing this weekend. And Yeah, it should be very, very interesting. Yes, Nikplayer has finished with an official race time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 10 seconds, and unfortunately does not have a microphone, so will not be joining us for an interview. So I think, Bunny, if you have any closing remarks, now's the time to share them because I think we're going to wrap things up.
All right, friends. Yeah, thank you, Hockey. Thank you, Kupo, for tracking as well. And yeah, had a lot of fun. Thanks very much. Hope to have a good next week as well.
Absolutely, Bunny. We look forward to seeing you and the rest of the participants in the 2020 Super Metroid Randomizer Choozo Tournament in action right here on Restreams on SpeedGaming. Shoutouts to Kupo on tracking again. Third time's a charm, Hockey. But yeah, Kupo did a phenomenal job, as all the trackers do for these tournaments. And on behalf of everybody behind this tournament and everybody behind the scenes at SpeedGaming, this has been the Hockey Towner, wishing you all a pleasant evening and a better tomorrow.